Good morning and welcome to Fort William again. So last time I was here to start the Great Glen Way, and today I'm here to start the 2022 TGO challenge, if I can get the words out. So we travelled up Wednesday night, so today's Friday, and yesterday chilled out a bit here in the rain and the cold, and we're just doing the last bit now to get the train to Lochailort for our start. There he is. Right, so I suppose we're committed now. Let's do it. So first thing we've got to do is go down to the hotel to sign out, and then we've got to come back along this road before we then climb up somewhere up there. The weather's not that bad, is it? At the moment, it's alright. It looks worse than it is.
I think that probably did influence Paul's decision.
It looks worse than it is. Yeah, I mean, it looks horrible. It's very Scottish.
It's good.
No, it's okay. It's cooling. Refreshing. I have to say, in Fort William yesterday, I felt so cold. And it was raining. It was much worse than this. It really was. What are we doing? Just so cold. But this isn't cold, so I was really worried that I'd miscalculated my layers based on how cold I felt wearing those layers yesterday in Fort William, let alone on the hill.
What is the time? It's 9:30.
9:30.
Suppose they've pre-leaving it still a bit big. That makes me think they've already left.
Oh yeah. 222. Right, we're just about to go. Signed out. Darren is having his final faff, putting his skirt on. Oh, first river crossing. Only another 340 kilometres to go. I think it's going to be right. Based on this, my official weather forecast is not too bad. That looks lost rather than dumped.
It
full?
is.
It's full.
It's got water in it. I'm having that.
Yeah. No. I better pick that up because that's litter. No, he's gone straight for. I'm having that. I want to give it a wash.
Yeah, back.
It's all just got a bit intrepid. Had to come down that. It wasn't quite as bad as it looked. Now we just got to get down there. And then we'll blink for that.
I don't know where this track is.
Right, lunchtime. We have found a little space in the lee of this boathouse by the lock. We've just had a very interesting time coming down from the Ballater, somewhere up there. Was very hard, and down fell a couple of times. I felt a bit precarious a few times, and we've now got 6 or 7k alongside the lock without what looks like there's a bath, so it's going to be a fun afternoon. A little bit much for the first day. Now it's my turn. So end of day one, just get my dinner on. I've got tomato soup, and then I've got a sort of bolognese thing with some vegetables in my pot. Should be nice. Yeah, so while the kettle's boiling, well, we are 6.5, 7k short of where we should be tonight. It's been a really hard day. Interestingly, we met two challengers quite late on today, actually going back. They started yesterday and they camped up a little bit further on than us. They've been unable to ford the river, well, wade the river, so they've gone back, all the way back to Lochailort, and they're going to basically jump ahead and do an incomplete challenge. So obviously the thoughts in their heads tonight are that we could be forced to do the same tomorrow. This couple were a little bit older, so they seem to, well, how do I put this nicely? It's not they're old and unable to do it, but you know, they're what they considered they were prepared to do. Meant they didn't go across it. We might feel a little bit better about it. We'll see. We'll just have to see tomorrow. Good morning. It's day 2. Bit of work to do today. So we are 6-ish kilometres short of where we should have been last night. So we've got all that to do today, including a slightly tricky river crossing, if we can do it, and a bit of a tricky bit of contouring to get to the next glen. So and then after that it should all be fairly plain sailing, hopefully. Right, I suppose I better pack up. Well, at least I know it's waterproof. I have to say, feeling a lot more positive today. Yesterday was a bit of a trial, certainly the hardest day on the challenge I've had. Really just looking forward to it ending yesterday, and sadly we didn't get it all done, so we've got to finish off the hard work today. But woke up feeling positive. It's not raining, so just feel more agile without all that rain gear on. And the knowledge of just get this bit done, it's a hard bit, and then we're into another glen, couple of k, we get a track, and then we'll tracks roads for, well, quite a long way, almost all the way to Kinlochleven. So it's sort of like the last hurdle, get this done, and then we can look forward to some easier walking where we can make up some distance, because we have got a bit to make up. Oh, hey, yeah, it's a challenge for you. Doesn't all go to plan. Right, so we camped the other side of that, but as is always the case, we'd have found a much better spot if we carried on. So, task for today, we've got to cross this stream, raging torrent, whatever you want to call it, get around this outcrop, and then behind that we've then got a big stream to cross, and we've then got to do the climb up into Glen Don, which is the only bit of the whole route I've been concerned about. So I'm hoping we're up to the job.
Or what you say, do the ridge. So that's got to be a 2-day, 3-day walk on the ridge.
Yeah.
That won't be it. Less is one road. First, second day, I think you've nailed it as far as challenge goes.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say I hit the challenge bit on this route. Yeah, challenge is certainly the word.
Rondo bashing's always hard work. It's pretty stunning, isn't it?
It is.
By the way, my not I've never anything
Good.
believe, not I don't want to do it.
Right, so over there you can see the bothy, which we should have got to last night. So we have at least finished day one now. So the good news is that we got tracks and a bit of road and reasonably well defined paths for the rest of the day, and we're hoping to make a bit of ground up. Just had a good long stop at the bothy, brew, Stroopwafel, you know, the sort of thing.
Charge the phone!
Charge the phone, it's got electric. So that's quite good. Right, now we've just got to do some work before we can stop for the day. Right, onwards.
This is a nice one.
It's alright, isn't it? For a road walk, it's alright.
That's what I like about Scotland. There's lots of quiet roads in Scotland.
Yeah, this isn't a road walk, it's just a slightly nicer surface track. Good evening. So, end of day 2. So, the good news is we got out of that glen we were stuck in last night with a lot of work. It's an interesting river crossing and a bit of climbing around a hill. We did it, just took time. We got down to Corryhully for 2 o'clock, half 2, and had a good long stop. And at that point we were on tracks, paths and stuff, so we're in better terrain to recover. So we've made it across the A830, whatever it is, the Glenfinnan Road. We came through Glenfinnan after the centre were closed, so there was nothing happening there. And just slogged up this path. We're actually on this, just off this forestry track, just down here. Or rather, we're at the end of the forestry track, and that's where it becomes our path into the hills. So tomorrow the plan, well, is to carry on down the route, but it feels easier to recover what we've got to recover. Probably got about 10k deficit. Over 2 days is okay, it's just a matter of where that overnight break is really, and whether we can get somewhere that's in the right sort of place. But we are on the up. Good morning. Day 3, we made it to day 3. As you can see, I'm in sun mode because it's not too bad a day. Very midgy here, so we are about to make a rapid departure, and we're hoping to catch up most of our deficit today. I think the Corran ferry is sort of the key thing we need to get to. I think we're feeling pretty confident we can do it. We're making them, well, we're almost 2 hours ahead of yesterday and start, so right, should we do it?
I'm having me fig.
land. Strange new land. You know, Good morning. Bit of a windy one, and it's raining as well. Day 4, and we are starting day 4, miraculously, pretty close to where we should have started day 4. So we have pretty much caught up. We've pretty much caught up, so we've got a relatively straightforward day into Kinlochleven today. About 20k, a good half of that is along the West Highland Way, possibly even a bit more. We've got tracks, I think we've got about a k and a bit, trackless, and then it's all paths and tracks and not loads of up and down, so should be doable. It's going to be wet though, so we'll make what we can of it. Oh, so the end of day 4. We're just coming into Kinlochleven, and that was pretty punishing along the West Highland Way in the wind, which was sort of on our left bow. It was horrible. Feet are hurting a bit. I'm feeling a bit weak in the legs. What about you, Darren?
After lunch break, yes.
Yeah.
I feel a bit better now, but I'm feeling tired.
Yeah, so we're pretty glad to get here. We've got parcels waiting for us as well, which should be good. Hopefully. Mine's got here. It's whether they give it to me. Right, we're just making a Blackwater hostel where we've got a room. Woo! Good morning today, welcome to day 5. We are just leaving Kinlochleven. A bit late, had to go to the post office, didn't open till 10. And today's target is Curur station for dinner and then camp somewhere near there. We are not going the way we planned, which would have been up there, or maybe it's up there. Too much like hard work, so we are taking a more gentle alternative route to the Blackwater reservoir and along a sort of parallel path, so might cut about a K off. Yeah, feeling reasonably well rested, clean, nice dinner, just got a bacon roll for breakfast, parcels, all that sort of stuff, so that's all good. So hopefully just plough along. The weather's not really going to improve, it's all going to be sort of cloudy with outbursts of rain. I think it looks like that for days and days, so it's almost not worth looking at the weather forecast. It's just deal with what you're given. Not as windy, which is nice, but yeah, it's day 5. Looks nice, but this is a place of death. So I've just fallen trying to cross a little muddy patch, and well, I've come off quite well compared with the deer that's over there lying on the path, dead. But yeah, actually, we're not quite on our route today. We're going up to the Blackwater reservoir and cutting up from there rather than cutting up first. I have to say it's actually been quite a nice path. You can see down there the trees. So the trees was all very nice, a little bit twisty and turny and up and down and stones and stuff, but pleasant, reminiscent of the Great Glen, really.
anybody here.
No, it sound like it.
No.
It's alright, as bothies go.
Yeah. Place to cook, place to sleep.
Well, there's upstairs as well. Yeah. Good morning. It's day 6, and what a night that was. So we pitched in fairly calm conditions, a nice view over the loch, and obviously just as it was starting to get a bit dark, after we were well settled in, the wind picked up, in fact veered a bit, and we've had some torrential rain. It's just been all night long. So yeah, it's not really. We were going to make an early start because we're a little bit behind, and well, we just wasn't going to go out in that. So our plan was to go and climb the Corbett on the other side of the loch, which you can just see through the tent doors. But it looks like we might not be able to get across the stream because the stepping stones are now underwater. So we're going to do something. What is clear is we are going to abandon most of the sort of zigzags of our route to Blair and basically make a beeline for it, get ourselves back on track, but also just don't feel like doing that other stuff. So yeah, just get it done really. So see you out on the trail in a bit. Hello. Right, we are underway on day 6. So we've just had a little conference in the bothy. So the plan we sort of decided on was to go up the Corbett there. It's only just a Corbett, it's almost a Monroe. Mainly because there's a bloody good track from near the top, which just motorway us down to Cover, plus save us a bit of distance, but a bit of climbing, which I wasn't that keen on. But it's a bit of a pain because looks like the only safe place to cross is at the very end of the loch. And then we've got to sort of double back. We did have a little look at crossing where we were going to cross yesterday. It's far too deep. It's gone up quite a lot overnight. So we're now going to cross down here, or we might just carry on and take the slightly more cautious route. But yeah, we are behind again. But it was the right thing to do, was to sit that out. So really, we're not really sort of throwing away the route card at this point. We are, once we get into the road, leading east of Rennock, we're basically going to stay with it all the way to Blair, I think. Just get that done. and we've been having talk about shortening other parts of the route as well later on. We really do just want to get to the east coast, not necessarily as fast as possible, we just want to get there and make sure we get there, because this is yeah, the challenge part of the road is very much here. Right, so we're getting this done. I don't think so. I think retreat. Six is done. We are camped at 3k from the road. So we are about 11 kilometres short of where we planned to camp, which equates basically to the distance we didn't do yesterday. We are going to, tomorrow we're going to cut, well, not cut some corners, we're going to straighten out the route for the next 2 days to Ballater, use a lot more of the road. So yeah, we've got a couple of big days, sort of bordering on 30k, which we feel we should be able to do with an early enough start. So yeah, so that's that. Today, bit of a boggy walk, puddly walk, lots of constant jinking around on the path. We hit the track at Lochailort, and then it was joyful, really, the walking. So I actually did quite a bit of it, so it's quite good. Feel a little bit up against it, but don't know, I've actually quite enjoyed today. It's good surface. It's good surface. Also feeling that you've got to make a bit of ground up. I like to push a little bit. Managed to walk at my normal sort of pace a bit more, so it was okay. So hopefully we're turning things around. Good morning and welcome to day 7. Right, so we're just leaving our little camp spot, about 3k from the road, just by that bridge over there. That up there is the Munro we should have climbed if we'd stuck to our main route. So we are about 11k behind schedule, but we're going to cut a bit of a corner off today, and we should get pretty much back on track with about a 30k day. We're going to take the road south of Lochailort. This road's sort of north and south. It might be another k or so longer, but it'll be a lot quieter. So we can do that, get to Kinlochleven and as far past it as we can, and then we're sorted. So yeah, feeling good, feeling up for a big road walk. Got my music. So now we're just going to do our own pace. See how we go. So we might be a bit solo at points. Yeah, I'm actually feeling really good now. I'm starting to enjoy myself with a bit of a challenge. That is all about just mostly blogs. So, right, see you later.
it's good doing it anyway, going on the road.
Good morning. It is day 8.
It is day 8.
It's day 8. The day we thought might never come. This is coming to you from our top secret location, about 5 miles out of Kinlochleven. We are going over there direction. We are
Go east.
east. Go east, young men. So we have got about just over 20k. Once we get over that we've got about 20k of route. We think we might even save a bit on the road to Blair. We're a little bit early, before 8, so we're hoping to be there for lunchtime or thereabouts, and have a nice afternoon off in the tent, listening to the rain hammering down. But no, we're going to be glad to get to Blair. Very much the halfway point. Feet today, after yesterday's 38k, mine aren't feeling too bad. Your feet?
Well, I've put a compede on blister on the heel.
Yeah.
That's good. Can't feel it, so I can feel the other two. They'll just get progressively painful as the day goes on.
Yeah.
But they're doing all right. They're drying out slowly.
Yeah, mine looked awful last night because those socks I put on were a little bit damp, and so I got like a sort of getting out of the bath sort of.
Yeah, that's bad for blisters. That is
Wet looking blistery thing, but it just basically dried out and it's fine.
That's good then. Yeah, if you have that for too long, sopping wet feet.
Oh yeah, into trench foot
That's
sort of
what,
thing.
my first one was that, because
Yeah.
every single day we were soaked through. So by the end of day 3, my feet were. I'd got bad blisters.
Yeah. So anyway, to sum up, we used our feet quite heavily yesterday, but they're feeling okay. And one of the things that makes them feel even better is the fact that we haven't got that far to go, and there's a nice campsite at the end of it. Right, I think we better get on with that walk. So this is the end of day 8 and we're in Ballater at the campsite, and we've done I think 21k today, which is all along the road just for ease. Feet hurt a bit now, especially after yesterday's as well. So but we've arrived sort of 2 o'clock-ish, so we've got a nice long period to chill out this afternoon. Gowan's over there. There's a Cuban fibre thing there, which I think might be another challenger. And you know, we'll maybe get 1 or 2 more. We'll see. Right, let's go and debauch. As you can see, Darren's gone with the gone very much with the original series Star Trek fashion statement today. Right.
Well, my trees are too long.
You're going to shut up so I can talk?
No.
It's day 9. We are just leaving Ballater, heading for Glen Tilt, and tomorrow the debauchery of Braemar. So we have a very simple job today: walk along this road, track, etc., follow the river, find a nice place to camp, hope not to get too wet. Pretty much the plan.
It's gripped.
What?
Let's backpack.
Okay, let's do it. We had a stroke of editing this is a nightmare. We had a stroke of fortune at the campsite as we were just enjoying the afterglow of bacon rolls. And oh yeah, there's a cargo pass. Yep. So Sabine came by, and she's going the same way as us. So we may have a bit of company. It's nice to see another challenger, whoever it is really, but someone that we actually already met before is even better, really, isn't it?
She's only the 4th one we have seen in the whole challenge.
Yeah, our 4th challenger. So we may, I'm not even sure we've got the record. I think some people have got all the way without seeing anyone. So right, I nearly did my foot down in that trench. Right, let's hike. really liking Glen Tilt. Really liking this. Just over halfway through today, and as you can see, I'm by myself. Darren is a little way back there. It was getting cold sitting where we had our lunch, so I just started moving slowly with it so he can catch me up. But, and it's still quite cold, so I'm trying to wait as much as I can, but also move. So about 10 miles in, 16k, 13k, so about 8 miles to do for the Gildy Burn, which is where we're hoping to stop. Partly because it's a popular spot, there might be some other challenges there. So we haven't seen many. Apart from well, the 3 that did the same start as us. Scott on day 3 and Sabine this morning at the campsite, who's coming this way, so we're a bit surprised we haven't seen her yet, but we don't know if she's behind or ahead of us. So yeah, really just trying to get today done now. Start to rain, get a bit cold. It's a proper challenge weather. Looking forward to my camp, but I am at least starting to enjoy the challenge. It was a little bit hard going at the start to really say I was enjoying it. It's always good being out, of course, but the route was a little bit perhaps too challenging to maximise enjoyment. So, but ever since Kinlochleven, I've actually quite liked it. The road walk the other day, well, it doesn't sound inspiring. I absolutely loved it. It's exactly what I needed. Just G'd me up a bit.
Well, it's macaroon cheese for tea. Rice pudding.
Oh, you've not got rice pudding, have you?
Yeah.
Get it. I think I've got custard. Apple pie and custard. But I could just go rice pudding. Oh yes, indeed. just delaying the inevitable. Good morning, it is day 10. As you can see, I'm in the tent. It's actually nearly 9:30, so we're having a very slow getaway today. We did over half the walk to Braemar yesterday, and but I think it's about 16-17k into Braemar, so shortest day of all. And so we're leaving late, partly because we can't check into accommodation till, I don't know, mid-afternoon sometimes, so there's no point hurrying, unless you want to spend all your money in cafes in Braemar. So yeah, it's a bit wet. Forecast for the next couple of days isn't so good either, so Lochailort might be out. So it looks like we're low all the way now, so it should be good. But I'm looking forward to getting to Braemar because there's a parcel there, and get some more food, because I've very much scraped the barrel. This morning's breakfast was a cereal bar and some sultanas, because I've finished all my forage, and yeah, it's time for a resupply. into Braemar now at the end of day 10. Relatively short day, but still glad to get it done. So we've got a camping pod tonight, and I'm going to spread the maps out and decide what we're doing next. So we're definitely going to tweak the route a little bit. So yeah, on to Braemar. Cool. We're going down the road, aren't we? Going down the road, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I shall I'll start walking and talking. Right, it is day 11. It is the morning of day 11, just about. We are having a late leave from Braemar. It's 20 past 11. Just had breakfast in the bothy. A bit of a yarn. And now we're heading off east. So the plan, we departed a bit from our route plan. We are actually just heading down the Dee to pick up the Deeside Way. And we're going to see when we get down to sort of the Aboyne Bankery area whether we're going to then sort of cut off and do the Fetteresso or just stick with the Deeside Way to Aberdeen. So we've got 5 days, nearer 4 now, because the Friday's a part day, just to get all the way down there, and it should be quite comfortable, hopefully. So we've got a few days of just slow-paced, easy lowland walking, just to get us to the end, just to eke out the last bits of enjoyment. Right, let's do battle with the A93. Hello, it is the end of day 11 and we are in a heathery sort of bit of ex-forest, a little way off the B road between Balmoral and Ballater. You can hear the sound of the traffic from the A93, the other side of the D. It's not too bad. We're a little way off the road, nice little quiet track through a deer fence, so I don't have to hop anything or anything, so that's quite good. So we've had quite a relaxed day. We didn't get down to Braemar for our posting and breakfast till or at least 9:30, and then we went to the bothy for breakfast, which took quite a long time, partly because we were chatting, partly because there were big queues, and partly because it's not the fastest service. So it was about 11:20 that we set off, and took the road, and then at Invercourt Bridge we went through the woods, the usual route, to Kinlochleven Cottage, and then round to Balmoral, and then we came out of Balmoral, crossed the river to go through the Balmoral car park because in search of ice cream, found the post office shut as I came back, and come along the B road basically looking for somewhere to pitch, and there's the kettle all done. Oop. As you can see, I'm using the old trusty Trangia kettle on this trip. So we've just spent the last hour and a half or so just walking along the road, just looking at the map and eyeing up suitable ways to break off the road for a pitch, and we found something in the end, and sort of came off the road, and it's not too bad, sort of grassy, a bit heathery in places, but it will do. So the plan is for the next couple of days, is it Monday, so we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so we basically just work our way down the Deeside Way. Tomorrow morning we should pass through Ballater, get some breakfast, and I think I'm going to drop a parcel off because I don't think I'm going to eat all my food, and I think I've got enough to make a parcel worthwhile, so I'll do that. So we should get roughly to a Boyne tomorrow, and then Bankery, or maybe a little bit past it on Wednesday. So at this moment it looks like we've got enough time to go down through the Fetteresso, so I think that's probably what we're going to do. But it looks like we can have shortish days, so as long as we can find somewhere to pitch early, it should be alright. You know, the key to this is just taking it easy and enjoying it. We're not hurrying to coast. I know some people have hurried to the coast, some people have finished definitely ahead of schedule, which we assume is because some people just want to get it done this year, but we'll find out. All will be revealed when we get to Montrose on Friday. Good morning, welcome to day 12 of 15. We are at a top secret location, somewhere before Ballater, and
Little Mill. We're near Little Mill.
It's supposed to be top secret. We are walking into Ballater this morning to do town stuff, post a parcel. Might involve bacon, I suppose. Facilities, and then we're walking on towards a Boyne. I did some calculations last night. We've got 76 kilometres to go, thereabouts. We know that the last day is going to be 16, and one before that's probably going to be 17, based on where we're going to camp, which leaves us 43 to do. So about 22, a couple of 22s, and then we'll be done. That's easy. We did that yesterday, and we didn't leave till after 11. We were done by 5. So basically, we've got no hard days. So yes, so that's what we're doing. We could obviously do that in 3 quite easily if we wanted to. But what's the point? We said we're going to finish on the last day. We're aiming to go to the last day dinner. There's no point to finish early, so we're just going to take it slow, meander, enjoy it, chill out really after all the stresses of the first half. Yeah, and the hard work of the first half. So it's just slow down and enjoy it now. Right, still got to get to Ballater though, so let's go.
Couple of days, really. That's the guy, yes. That's the guy I met last year.
Help yourself. Right, trail magic. They don't actually say anything about being a post office, do they? Let's have a look. What have we got? Ooh, it's Bickies. Bickies.
No.
Oh, I'm going straight for that one. You have one?
I am indeed.
The picture of my feet. On the bottom of my feet, anyway, that's the best looking bit.
Does anyone really want to say that?
Yeah. I want to more fucking know what I had to do for 12 fucking days.
Yeah, well, I think I might lose some subscribers if I put that on the video.
I don't think so.
I might lose the lot.
I don't think you'd lose any. Ooh.
Not that that is the primary consideration, but you know, there's limits to how much you should gross people out. Right, so we just passed a sign which for some reason I couldn't film properly, offering us a choice of a 4 mile walk to Ballater or 1.5 mile walk to Ballater, and there are no prices at all for guessing which one we opted for. So Ballater is just over there, about 1.5 miles away, and it'd be nice to get there. Good morning and welcome to a little shady path next to the A93. We're on day 13. We are just leaving the campsite at Aboyne where we spent the night, and we are heading to Fetteresso or something like that tonight, which is a mere 16 kilometres away. So a nice easy day, and yeah, then a couple more like it and then we're done. Very impressive. Right.
I like this. Running over the
Yeah, size of that. Yeah, it's hard bit now, of course. It's not getting round the tree or even over the fence. It's getting up the bank, given that low branch and the fact I'm going to have to take a run up. Managed it. Right. Oh. I managed it. Look at that. That is insane. But there's loads more over there. You expect to see odd trees, don't you? You know, and perhaps a whole load, but they've just come down as a group.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. Absolutely. Right, we are just leaving Kinlochleven O'Neill. It's a bit of a mouthful, but tiny little place. Like, we just had one of our best little stops. It's a village shop, come post office. They do hot food, rolls and things. Just had a really nice sausage and onions roll. Lovely cup of coffee. They didn't even call it a latte, they just described it as a milky coffee. It was just, it's just divine. Better than any of the lattes I've had this trip. It was just really nice. We sat on the pavement at their one and only table, watched the world go by in the sun. Fabulous. Fabulous. And the detailed way's not been too much like yesterday either. I left them up, went to wood and across some farmland, so it's not all been that sort of just long, flat, boring track. Having said that, we are now paralleling the road all the way to the bridge along this sort of thing. So we are coming up to sort of halfway for today, which is nice. It's 1:30, and yeah, just a nice easy walk to the campsite, hopefully, and arrive there early enough to chill out a bit. And that is the pattern for the next 2 days as well. Obviously on Friday we've got to, we can't overdo the Castle approach because we do still have to get back to Montrose and sign out. But I think Friday's distance is predicted to be 16 kilometres, which is really not very much. It's about the same as today. So we just won't have quite such a late start as normal, and we'll be fine. So 16 today, we've got 18 tomorrow, thereabouts, and that's including climbing up into the Fetteresso. So that's a slightly harder day, but still very much at the easy end of what we've been doing, and then just that other 16 to finish. So really gentle, leisurely, ambling along sort of finish to the challenge, which we're both really enjoying. Actually, it's a nice way of doing it. Hello. Good morning, welcome to day 14. As you can see, we are still at the campsite. It's 9 o'clock and we're in no hurry to get away. Yesterday we didn't leave till just before 11 and we were still here at 4, and we haven't got a lot further to go today, so just taking it easy, just lazing about a bit, and then we'll go for a bit of a walk, and then we should probably finish early. So but 18k today I measured, may turn out to be a little bit more with twists and turns. Wild camp waiting for us at the end though, so it's not like we're going to a site or a shop or anything like that, so just take it easy, very chilled out today. Just get us to the place where we set off for the last day. So it should be good. The weather's sort of a bit breezy, generally fine, not looking to rain much, so that's quite good as well. So yeah, slow down and you get the good weather for the east. Good evening, and it is the end of day 14, Thursday, and I am camped in the Fetteresso forest, very close to where I camped last time I came this way. Darren is, you can't really see where Darren is, but the track is over there, and Darren is sort of just around the corner. We tried to spot down. We walked past this. We tried to spot a little bit more open. Put the tent up. It was a bit too windy really to be comfortable. So, and I couldn't get the pegs in. So I just decided to come back here. Darren was more interested in just stopping where we dropped really. So he's round there and I'm round here. So probably see him a bit later. But if not, we arranged to meet up at 8 o'clock tomorrow at the turning just over there. So done 18k today, puts us on 320 kilometres for the trip so far. We've got about 16 to do tomorrow to the castle. So yeah, we're going to make a bit of an earlier start, just because we didn't finish till nearly 4 today. And well, we don't want to finish that late because we will never get to Montrose in time. So we're just going to go a bit earlier. We're not going to stop for a brew. We'll have just little rests as we go. Hopefully get there for lunchtime and look at the castle, trot down to the beach, and then leg it for the bus and Montrose. And then we'll be done. Good morning. It's the last day and it's about 6:45 and it's raining lightly. I've hoped that with the tent dry I might keep it dry, but I don't think that's going to happen. But it doesn't really matter anymore. We have an easy-ish 10 miles to the coast and then we're done. So that's quite good. I'm actually ready for it now, I think. It's funny, some challenges it comes very quickly, some it can't come quick enough. It feels about right actually. We do feel like we've slowed down so much, and it does feel like we've been spinning it out and spinning it out, which I guess we have. But I actually feel ready for the finish now. Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to have dashed for the finish. But yeah, it's been good. It's been a good challenge, really. Very good. Obviously the weather was a bit poor at the start, but it's just got steadily better. As we've gone across, it wasn't even that bad really. It was, yeah, it wasn't great. It was the issue with the weather at the start was that it was raining and it was a bit windy, and it was just going from clean and dry out into that is never something you want to do. And that wasn't really the main problem though, it was the terrain. That first day was so hard. Yeah, I really thought we'd bitten off more than we could chew. Day 2 we got ourselves out of trouble, but at the cost of being a bit behind. It was okay. Day 3 I quite liked actually. Day 3 was the day we crossed over on the Corran ferry. Quite a big day in miles. Nice dinner. Just lots of bits to that day. That was why it was quite nice. Day 4 I didn't like at all really, apart from the coffee break under the bridge. Didn't like the West Highland Way. Straight into the wind for miles and miles and miles. But after we got to Kinlochleven, everything got a bit better. So the day out of Kinlochleven, we went up towards Lochailort via way of Blackwater Reservoir. Stayed at the Bothy, camped at the Bothy, which was nice until the weather changed. But it was actually quite a nice day. Day 6, a bit longer, up to Lochailort, Lochailort, and then down towards Rannoch. Quite like that as well. That was alright. Day 7, I loved, and that was the really long road walk. Not because it was a really long road walk, I was just ready for it, and it was what we needed at the time, and I just liked the simplicity of the day at that point. You know, it was a simple mission, get as far as you can. We used the road to do it. Just loved it. It's simple, uncomplicated walking. Also, I hadn't listened to any music or anything for over a week, so it was just nice to have some music on, because obviously you're not going to do a 38k road walk without some help. We had a lovely camp that night as well. The next day into Blair was a bit slow, a bit more road walk, a bit more perilous, but we got that done. That was a bit of a non-day really. Day 9 up through Glentilk, I loved. Glentilk was lovely. And that was okay. I should stay dry until the very end, crossing the Geldy Burn. But that was decent. Day 10 into Braemar. Well, what can you say? Standard, that was. I didn't like Braemar this year though. I know I've said it every time. I'm not going to do Braemar again. In the past I felt it overwhelming just with the number of people. Didn't have that this year. They're all hiding away. Streets were deserted in the evening, but yet you still couldn't get in any of the pubs or anything to eat. We had a takeaway curry from the co-op. Yeah, microwave yourself job. No, I think I'm done with Braemar. Everything seems to be going up in price. It's like they don't want us there. Ballater is the future. Speaking of which, the next day towards Ballater, that was fine. Quite a bit of road walking. The difficulty of finding a lowland wild camp, but we managed it and it was okay. Into Ballater the next day, fine. Day 12 that is. And then we started the East Way, which was long and well, pretty much all looked the same, that first bit. But we got to a point, late decision to get the campsite. We went there. It wasn't a fabulous campsite because it's a caravan park that doesn't really do tents. And then the day from the Boyne to Fiestside, it's difficult to remember much about it, other than it seemed to be a lot of walking uphill. But it was fine. It was just a bit of a simple road walk. And then yesterday was quite nice. A bit of road walking to get to the track up into the Fetteresso. Then the Fetteresso, I like walking through the Fetteresso. I'm not sure I like camping in the Fetteresso so much. And that's not because of the ticks, which I don't seem to have seen any of in this time. It's not because of that. It's just because the ground's so bloody bumpy. So I've had the bumpiest pitch of the trip, and possibly the most broken sleep of the trip as a result. So that wasn't so good. But we're in the Fetteresso. We've got 10 miles to go to the castle. We're going out a different way to the way I went before. In the past I went east, but then I was going straight towards Stonehaven. So this time we are going slightly to the left of Stonehaven, slightly below Stonehaven on the map. the castle. Then we're going to go out the south along the we're just by the bridge over the Cowie, so we're going to go over that and down, and then we'll be done. So there's a little bit of pressure today just to get it done in good time, to get a bus to Montrose to sign out, but we've got loads of time. Right, I suppose I better finish my coffee, pack up, go to Montrose. See the sea? There it is. Right, yeah. Let's go. That's it, it's coming out. We did it.